Well then, get your laughing gear around this. The Association of Physicians and Surgeons of Forlì Cesena here in Italy has published on their scientific publication, wait for it, those people took a GBJB or last vulnerable get a stroke, heart attack, thrombosis, or any fatal modern health issues. You know, you should take that bit of a pinch of salt because, you know, usually these fine scientific essays, reports or surveys are sponsored by pharmaceutical companies, whether you don't know this or not. And the fact is, when the dreaded disease and the so-called miracle drug was rolled out in 2021 of that year beginning, there were cases of people being severely injured in many ways, neurological, the heart circulation and stuff like that, in healthy people drop dead or remain seriously injured, disabled, physically and mentally. And every time you hear an ambulance passing by, it could be one out of 3 ambulances which are whizzing around with the siren on with them. And obviously, and they admit it, they say it was never experimented on humans on a clinical trial. They experimented on animals, and I said, oh dear, poor animals, they died, all of them. If the animals all died during that type of clinical trial, any type of pharmaceutical in question, you'd have questioned yourself. You drop the damn thing or you find the causes. No. They pass over directly to experiment on humans during the period of the dreaded virus. And now they come out with this archipelago, especially here in Italy. Oh, we're coming towards the, you know, winter, autumn, winter months, and there's the flu. We must take the jab, anti-flu shot, we should say. But it's not your ordinary anti-flu jab. This is based on the same type of technology as the magic potion. And all the stories we've been hearing around the world, which no one wants to talk about in the newspapers because it will just, you know, create, you know, bad image for the pharmaceutical companies. I think people have got very little memory, or they tend to forget things. What they had to undergo, social distances, lockdowns, for what? And all the side effects of this pharmaceutical, let's say it was never officially approved. It was only given a temporary authorization for emergency uses. The problem is, now it's the same thing which the same type of technology which can even cure cancer now. Says with this we can cure cancer. And years they're scratching their heads, and all of a sudden, in the last 5 years, they found a cure for cancer. You know, we should really take things from this type of so-called sponsored scientific community, which is basically dictated by the pharmaceutical companies on these things, which I have my doubts about it. Personally, like many other people who had to undergo this treatment, who ended up in hospital due to this thing, or they were severely injured, disabled, or even death. They want us now, for the safety of other people, to take this thing. One, you should really doubt about it. Two, go to your GP or physician. Then he or she could advise you what you should do, really. But when you start hearing these so-called local politicians here in Italy, like mayors or these hospital specialists, which during the dreaded pandemic were spouting out non-scientific shit. And most of them were sponsored by these pharmaceutical companies that tell us shit on TV. And most people really fell for it. It's the enticement propaganda. It's a very powerful machine on human mind, especially those who have very brain matter, I should say. We should learn the lessons. We should take this because it could prevent you catching this and this. Strangely enough, from 2021 until now, we have these unexplainable deaths. Healthy people with no issues at all. Can you explain that? They don't want to explain it because there's a lot of economic interest in the middle. So, what type of lesson we should learn from this? Well, not to be, to trust these people so much. If you have doubts, don't do it. Consult someone who's expert, someone who has no conflict of interest, who has an interest from pharmaceutical companies. What happened in the good old days of the doctor? When you go down, you say, got this and this and this, he examined you, he or she, and says, I'll prescribe you this. These days, you walk into the surgery, but then you look in the face, they give you a medical prescription, take this, without really consulting you.